Okay, we are officially ready. So thank you everyone again for coming. Welcome to the Healthy You Healthy Business webinar. This is a monthly series that I do. And today we're going to be talking about creative ways to attract new clients. Who wants more clients? Let me get a thumbs up or a yes in the chat. Who wants more clients? I see some hand raises. Yes.
Yes.
It's all about the new clients, more clients. So get excited. You're in for a treat. And for those of you who are just joining, don't forget to put your contact info in the chat. You never know who is on here that you can connect with, and make sure to save the chat before we get off of here as well. So my name is Tanisha Jackson. I am the creative consultant at Surge Formation. I have an awesome guest with us, Michael Pope, the tech coach. Say that 5 times fast. I don't think I can do it.
The coach is tech
Michael,
guy.
the coach is tech guy. Oh, that's too much. Okay, can I just shorten it and say the tech guy? How about that? Can I give a shortened version? Okay, the coach is tech guy. I have to give the full title. Okay.
Right.
Remember that. The coach is tech guy. Welcome, Michael. How are you doing tonight?
Absolutely wonderful. Today has been a great day, Tanisha. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I heard that you had a couple of earlier, or at least one other engagement you were speaking at today as well.
Yes. Yeah, I did a training earlier today for the John Maxwell team. That went over really well. Had a great group of coaches on there for his organization. So yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Awesome. Well, I'm so honored to have you here with us today at the Healthy You Healthy Business webinar. And you know what? Traditionally, people have paid thousands of dollars, right, to advertise for their business in order to attract clients. But guess what? Get excited, y'all, because tonight, we are going to share with you some creative ways to attract new clients for free or low cost ways. Okay, get excited. I'm excited. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. I'm ready to jump in. So, as I mentioned, our special guest, who's actually back by popular demand, Michael Pope is here with us, the coach's tech guy. Okay, I got it. It's a tongue twister, but I got it.
Awesome.
So welcome again, Michael. And you know what? You have a model to share with us called the cash model, right?
Yes.
Okay, cash model. Who wants some cash? Who wants some cash? I know I want some more cash. I want some cash. Get excited. Yes.
Not the
I
paper
want some
cash.
cash.
Come on.
Yes, who doesn't want more cash? So he's going to share with us a cash model. That's a great acronym. And you know what? I'm going to be honest right now. I'm not a big fan of guns. However, I would really love to get one of those guns that you put the fake money in and then you shoot it, and just all this fake money comes out like confetti. I think that would just be a great prop to have. I'm going to get one of those. That actually would be perfect for today. If I had it, I would just be spraying all the money like that. And hey, or I could use it for the situations when I get new clients, new cash. I can celebrate myself. As a business owner, we need to celebrate the wins.
Absolutely.
Whatever that looks like for you, right, Michael? Don't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my mentor, Joseph McClendon, he says, you should celebrate everything, right? Everything, even the little small wins, celebrate them, right? Pat yourself on the back, clap your hands, whatever you need to do. But yeah, keep celebrating because it reinforces that behavior that you want.
Right. And sometimes you don't have anybody to celebrate you. You might be by yourself all alone. So you pat your own self on the back. It's okay.
Yes.
I actually had, when I was working in corporate, I photocopied a picture of my hand. I know it's crazy, but I photocopied a picture of my hand. This is not an original idea. And I hung it up on the wall. And whenever I did a good job, had a win, I would just go push myself against the wall, as the pat on the back. So I would just stand against the wall where my hand was photocopied as symbolizing I was patting myself on the back.
No.
Or I would give a high five to the picture. I didn't care. Nobody was looking at me anyway. That I didn't do it when anybody was around. I had my own little cubicle.
Oh, you're supposed to do it when people are around.
Well,
So that way you can tell them, you can let them celebrate with you, right?
yeah, I think somebody did actually oversee me doing that and they thought it was a little weird. But again, I actually learned that at a conference. So I was trying to come out my comfort zone and spice it up. I even tried to celebrate one of my coworkers' wins. I was so excited because I got some paper, cut it up into some confetti, and she's like, "Yeah, I did it." And I went over to her cube and went psh, and just threw the paper up in the air. She was so mad at me. She said, "Who's gonna clean this up? Who's gonna clean this up?" She's one of those OCD people that really bothered her. She said, "Who's gonna clean this up?" I'm trying to celebrate her, so I caution you, as you are celebrating others, you may want to be cautious about how you go about doing that. Okay, anyway, that was just a side note for you. So let's jump in to our topic today, the cash model. Michael, I'm going to hand it over to you to share with us the cash model. So get ready to take some notes.
Perfect. So I'm going to share my screen real quick here. All right. Make sure I got everything shared. Perfect. So as Tanisha mentioned, I am Michael Pope, the Coach's Tech Guy. And I'm truly excited to be here today to talk a little bit about some creative ways to attract new clients using the cash model. I'm going to get this going here. Right. So we got the confetti going. I wish that was money confetti. That would actually be perfect if I had the money confetti, but we can use the paper confetti right there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. But before I even get into the details of the cash model, I just want to give you all an idea of like how my business has grown. So I use this model on a regular basis personally for my business. And so over the last 6 months, I've added 36 new members to a membership program that I have, 14 new paid clients. I've been on over 60 podcasts, keynotes, lunch and learns, keynote presentations, all that over the last 6 months. And I landed one new corporate client. And I've got a couple other deals in the works that I'm going to finish 2022 really strong. So very excited about that. But all of my business, right, because I track everything. So all of my business, it really lines up really well with this cash model. And I think you guys are going to really love it. And it really doesn't depend. It really doesn't matter what type of business you have. My business is coaching. So I'm geared more towards coaches and small business owners. However, I truly believe that any type of business, right? If you have a design business or a landscaping business, I really think this philosophy, the thought process behind this philosophy will work really well for you. So just to give you an idea of some of the stages I've spoken on. So this is some images from different shots I've been on. So the largest event that I spoke at was at the John Maxwell Conference. A little over 2,000 people attended in that audience there. That was in person. I also had a couple other in-person events. One was at a local school, maybe 50 or so people in that audience. Spoke in Vegas this past weekend, a little over 100 people in that audience, and then plus lots of different virtual stages as well. So I'm out there doing everything I'm going to talk about today with this cash model. I'm doing it on a regular basis. So I just want to keep that in mind. Now, Tanisha, what I found out is that there's a lot of people who say they want to make money, right? But they end up being poor, right? I run into so many what I would call poor coaches and poor small business owners where they're just not making it, or they're barely making enough to break even in their business. And I truly believe it's because of this. They're constantly passing over opportunities repeatedly. Right. So that's poor, passing over opportunities repeatedly. And I know for me, for years, I did that. I passed over opportunities because of fear. Right. So I'm so proud of everyone who even put their contact information in the chat, right? Because that's a risk to put your information out there. I know when I first started as an entrepreneur many years ago, I was afraid to even tell people what I did, right? I would be hesitant about it. I sat back waiting, thinking, okay, I've got a website up and, I've got a business. People are going to come find me and give me business. That would be nice if it happened that way, but it's not, right? We have to take advantage of opportunity. And really, in most cases, we've got to go and create that opportunity, open up those doors for ourselves. So that's passing over. So poor is passing over opportunities repeatedly. So then if you think about rich. So rich is repeating income creating habits. For me, with my business, I have a set of things that I try to do on a daily basis that helps me generate new clients, that helps me really create a better relationship with my existing clients. It's all a repeatable process. And I think once you have systems in place, it makes your life so much easier, right? You want to have systems in place where you can get those referrals and where people can easily send you new business or sign up for your programs. It has to be a very easy, repeatable process. And that's how you become rich in this industry. Repeating income creating habits. All right. So Tanisha, let me ask you real quick. So do you have any income creating habits that you do right now for your business?
Yeah, I have a couple of them that I do, like right now, the webinar.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Yeah. So you do that on a regular basis, right?
Right.
That's a repeatable thing that you do. And it's going to help continue to generate business for you. It's those little bitty things that we do on a consistent basis to generate that. Now, I love this quote here from Elon Musk, right? He says, you get paid in direct proportion to the difficulty of the problems you solve. So if you think about as business owners, entrepreneurs, small business owners, coaches, whatever you're doing here, speakers, right? We get paid in direct proportion to those difficult problems that we solve. And so our goal should be, right, to make more money, we need to solve more problems for more people. And that's going to require us going out, getting out of our comfort zone and attracting new clients for our business. And I think the cash model can really help you do that. So we're going to get started. And then also feel free to screenshot any of the slides you see here. I'll also give you a way to download the slides so that way you can have them as well, because I know it helps, right? You can taking screenshots, taking notes is great, but sometimes you need to be able to refer back to it later. And so I'll make all of this available to everyone as well. So the C in the cash model stands for complementary. And so for me as a coach, these are things like doing a free webinar or workshop, like what we're doing right now, free lunch and learn or training that I may do for a company, creating videos, podcast interviews, short challenges, or providing handouts and guides. I use all of these items on a regular basis with my business. And what it does for me, it helps me continually build my list, right? Because any one of these things, the webinar registration, the lunch and learn, podcast interviews, and all of that, all of them have a landing page associated with them where I'm capturing name, email, and telephone numbers in most cases. But it's something that I'm doing for free and adding value. And it's so important to, as an entrepreneur, to have a habit of adding value, because when you add value, it makes it easier for people to want to do business with you. And I'll share a quick story. I've got one of my coaching clients, I've added tremendous value to her. Right. She supports pretty much anything that I do because she loves, right? Because I've been able to help her out so much. So she loves being in environments where I'm training and speaking and all that. So I saw her last weekend in Vegas, and she gave me this really cool present. And so I've got it posted up here on my board, right? But I absolutely love this. And it says, they may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And that's all about adding value. So as entrepreneurs, business owners, I encourage you, do whatever you can to continually add value to the people that you're working with. Put that back there. All right, so that's the C. And just to give you an idea of how this works outside of the coaching industry, let's talk about gyms. Gyms do this on a regular basis. So here's an article, an image from Gold's Gym. One of their complimentary things is they offer free memberships. This was a free 14-day membership. This time of year, towards the end of the year and early next year, you're going to see lots of complimentary things from gyms and fitness facilities, right? Offering these free workouts. The exact same concept. So the things that I'm talking about today with the cash model, everybody is doing them in some way or other. Or at least I'll take it back. Successful businesses are doing them in one shape or other. Okay. So that's
Michael.
Yes.
Can I jump in here?
Absolutely.
Just to add to that, I know for myself, I definitely have noticed that people want to talk more with me when I have some free or complimentary things to offer. They're more intrigued, and it definitely attracts people to want to know more about what I do. Because initially, when I was starting out in business, I didn't really know this kind of stuff. So I was just winging it and just trying to make a quick sale. And that wasn't going over very well. But when I started finding ways to add value and to give back and offer free things, then people started coming closer and they were more attractive. So that definitely, these kind of things definitely do work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. You think about like restaurants. I remember, you go into the mall, there was always like a Chinese restaurant that would be offering samples. Right. Even if you weren't hungry, you'd be like, okay, let me have a sample. You try, like, oh, maybe I do want some of that chicken, that General Tso's chicken. It's just from that sample. And a lot of times we have to do that, especially as small business owners, right? We've got to have a way to add value to people. So the complimentary model works great. So now moving on from complimentary, right? You want to start making money as a coach, making money as an entrepreneur. The next level is the affordable. So A is for affordable. And so this could be like a low-cost webinar or workshop, where maybe you're doing some small, low-ticket training that you make available. A membership or a subscription is great examples of this. A single coaching session, low-cost challenge, low-cost ebook course, a guide, right? The value here is that if you can get people to pay a small amount towards your business, they're more likely, if you gave them great value, to pay a higher price later on. So those are all just part of that affordable model. And Tanisha, I think with your business, I know you've done like membership and probably some other things in this affordable category, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And so, a lot of us are doing that. So then if you look at the gym industry, they'll offer, 1 day or short 5-day type classes where it's a low commitment for people, but you can get some value. You pay a little bit of money and get a little extra value more than the free model. But it's a great way for you to try it out. And so that's what that affordable model allows people to do. It allows them to try out your services at a lower cost before they have to make a huge commitment. I know recently I just started using a new tool. So I'm using the free version of that tool. Their next level, in my mind, is pretty pricey, right? Like I like the tool. I'm like, I really don't want to make that commitment because they want you to pay for a full 12 months. I'm like, I really would love to have just a monthly pay to try it out, but they don't have that option. So for me, I'm stuck in the free lane with that particular tool. Whereas if they had a more affordable model to go monthly, to at least try it out, I would probably do that versus me committing to 12 full months of this software, not knowing if I'll keep it for 12 months. So just keep that in mind, because that's really what a lot of us think about when we're looking at business. So the A is all about affordable, creating some type of affordable model. Moving on to the S. So S is all about having a series. So this could be like a multi-session mastermind, multi-week training, group coaching, accountability program, or some type of drip or self-paced course. I know with me, I do a lot of masterminds. So I'll do either 5-week mastermind or 10-week mastermind. And I love those, but typically for me to I've had more success getting clients into my paid masterminds who attended a webinar first on that subject, right? So I gave them a free webinar. From that free webinar, I was able to promote a paid mastermind or a paid multi-week training. Yeah. And so that's just worked out really great for me. Yeah. Accountability programs or self-paced courses. I know I've signed up for courses from people where they've got like those little drip campaigns or just a self-paced course that I can go through on my own. And I absolutely love that particular model, right? It costs less than me getting one-on-one coaching from that person, but I can start learning that system. And it works out really well. So then if you look at that in the gym area, you'll have something like this. So the gyms have their full access memberships, all right? So a 12-month membership, 6-month membership, whatever that program is. But the series help create that residual income when people are ready for that longer time commitment. All right. So we got our C was complimentary, A was affordable, S is all about the series. Then moving on to H, and y'all probably guessed it, H is all about high ticket. So this will be something like a 3 to 12 month one-on-one coaching program, corporate group training, live group coaching plus one-on-one, or self-paced course plus one-on-one, right? Whatever your quote unquote high ticket is for your industry. So one of my high tickets things, I actually did a 90-day corporate group training. They paid me a check for $10,000. It was absolutely amazing. That partnership with them started off as 3 months. That's gone on to be a little over 12-month contract that I signed with them. But it's all through following that process, right? I started with adding value first. I did some training. They saw the results. It all progressed up to that high ticket with that particular company. And I've got some other corporate deals that I'm working on as well that's even going to be higher than that. So just to give you guys an idea of kind of like what you can do. So then moving on to the gym world, high ticket, it would be more of that personal one-on-one type of training that you would get, or that pay per session with a trainer, just to give you an idea there. Okay. And so that's the cash model, complimentary, affordable, some type of series, and a high ticket model. Right? And I went through that kind of quickly, but I'm curious, are there any questions about what I cover with this model? And then I'll wrap it up with something else.
Here is a question from Paula. What platform do you use to get the free products or services out for customers?
Absolutely. So yeah, there's a number of products you can use for it. So typically what I use, a lot of times I use a platform called Book Like a Boss. And I use that for my calendar system. And as part of my calendar system, I can have freebies as downloadables. I can also have paid products on there for people to purchase. And so that just makes it really easy for me to really be able to do business with people. It's easy to set up. I actually use Book Like a Boss instead of a website. I mean, I have a Kajabi website for my courses, but I direct everybody to my Book Like a Boss site just because of ease of use with the site. But great question. And there's a number of them out there that you can use. If you're not ready for a website yet, you can always use something like a Linktree, or I use a lot of times my digital business card, and that has links on it as well. Yes, a great question. So something else that I use to generate clients is in testimonials and things too. So what I want to do is this a little survey software. So I'd love for everyone on here, let's take a minute to either scan this QR code, or you can go to the website and I can type let me put the link in the chat. But I would love to get feedback on this presentation. And I want to talk a little bit about this tool. So I actually used the free version of this tool. And what it does is a great way to get feedback from your audience right away. But you can also set it up where your audience gets a freebie if you want to give them like the handouts. So for this one example, when you fill it out, you're going to be redirected to I believe I'm redirecting you to my digital business card. And on there, the first link is going to be a copy of the slides from this presentation. But this is a great tool that you can use, and you can use it for free to get feedback about your presentations as you're doing these free webinars, but also to make it really easy to get referrals and get additional bookings from your audience, which I absolutely love about the tool. And like I said, I'm just using the free version of this particular tool here.
Wow, I love that. That's a good idea because I know I've sent out emails with evaluation forms and I get very little response. So this is a really good idea to just do it this way and do it while you're still on the session. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, you definitely want to do it while you're on this session. You're going to get a higher percentage. Typically 90% of the participants will fill it out for you. It's a short 2-minute survey. Thank you, Nate. I definitely appreciate that. And I encourage you, look into this platform. So if you are a speaker, if you're doing trainings, this platform is very easy to set up. This is actually the software I was talking about where the free version is great. They have a higher cost paid version, but it requires a 12-month commitment. I'm not ready to make that 12-month commitment yet. In the future, I probably will, but right now I'm like, I'm okay with the free version. And I put my information in the chat before, but feel free to reach out to me if you have additional questions. And of course, we can take questions in here because I know I went through that kind of quickly. But we can take other questions about other client generating ideas. But that's my presentation, Tanisha. I definitely appreciate the opportunity to share with your group. I'm going to stop my sharing now so I can see everybody here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael, for sharing the cash model on creative ways to attract new clients. And so why don't you, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and show him some love. Did you get value from that? If you can put in the chat, I'm curious what stood out to you the most about the cash model.
Yeah, I would love to hear if there's anybody doing any of these components of the cash model already. Like maybe you're already doing free webinars or paid webinars, or maybe you already have a membership. I would love to hear about that.
And while people are typing in, I have a question. Why is it a good idea for us to use some kind of model or system to attract clients?
Why is it? I believe this, for me, it helps simplify the process, right? As entrepreneurs, a lot of times, if we don't have a process in place, we have to motivate ourselves to take the next action. Whereas me, I can easily say, okay, am I doing something in the complimentary category? Okay, what complimentary things am I going to do? Well, okay, I'm going to do a free webinar this month, a free training that month, right? So I can list those out. And I can say, with affordable, what am I doing there? Okay, so maybe I've got my membership going and that's active. Maybe I'm looking at doing some type of like a paid challenge that I'm going to do. Series, the same thing. I can plan out my masterminds for the year. My coaching, the one-on-one, like I kind of know where to move people to. So I know for me, I move people typically from my membership to my one-on-one coaching when they're ready. But having a good model in place just makes it easy. Versus me trying to think, man, what should I do with this person? They said they're interested in getting coached, but they don't have a lot of money to invest right now. Where should I take them? Right? It's like I know exactly where to take them in the model.
Awesome.
Yeah, like Martin said, that step up value system. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. And then it also gives you some options. So instead of just having your high ticket offer, and that's the only thing you offer, you also have some lower ticket offers. You have your complimentary things that you can offer to get people into, as they say, that funnel as you're doing your lead generation. So I really like that because some people can get discouraged if they have this high ticket offer, especially when they're just starting out in business and they're trying to get customers and people are like, well, I don't really know you.
Mm-hmm.
They're hesitant to really spend a lot of money with people they don't know. So having that low ticket offer and even the free webinars, workshops, and other things like that can really gain some more visibility and help attract them and to your business. And then they'll start knowing you, liking you, trusting you, and you'll become that subject matter expert. So that's definitely a good reason, another good reason to have some kind of system in place.
Absolutely. And I like what Nate said. I mean, he does complimentary discovery calls, the discovery sessions, which helps prospective clients know a little more about, what he does and how it fits with their problem. I love doing discovery calls. It's easy for people to say yes to a free discovery call or free coaching or strategy. I normally call mine strategy calls, right? But whatever you call them, it's great to get people on there because you can add value to them, show them how it would be to work with you. And then they can make a decision, right? Because you can say, hey, well, one-on-one, working with me one-on-one is this amount. If it's outside of their budget, then maybe you can move them to more of that affordable route or like a membership or something, if you're doing that, like a group coaching. All right, so you can have options there. So I absolutely love that. And Paula says she offers free consultations as well in ebooks, because my concern is probably more with operations, making sure everything's in order. Yeah, so Paula, it's important to have systems in place, right? And you want to keep it as simple as possible, which is, I normally direct a lot of my clients to either using something like a Book Like a Boss, just so they can have everything in one place, or MailChimp works great too. You can set up landing pages, you can do your email communications through MailChimp and all that. Or ConvertKit. I mean, those all good. But yeah.
Okay, are there any other questions?
So let me show this real quick then. I'm going to show the results of the survey. So everybody didn't take, so I got 4 responses from the survey here. Okay, so 4 responses. I got a probably yes, definitely yes there, valuable 4. All right, I got some light feedback here. And so the beauty of this, let's say I wanted to download the testimonials, right? I can easily download this as an image to share on social media, just from the feedback from today. I can actually, not that one. Right, so if I want to get this, so I've got 4 responses, the engagement. So this tool allowed me to do that just from your responses here today. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. I just want to share that with you all.
Wow, that's cool. Okay, we have another question. Do you think it would be best to hire a VA to help with MailChimp?
If you're not, so MailChimp isn't that hard to use, but I'm technical, right? So, but it
right.
Yeah.
That's the coach's tech guy, right?
Exactly. Right. But if hiring a VA works in your budget, it would definitely be well worth it to save your time. I know a lot of people who have said, right, because I work with a lot of coaches who they're great at what they do as a coach, but they're like, I struggle with technology and they don't want to learn it. Like I help a lot of people learn technology, but I run into people who are like, I don't want to learn technology. I just want to pay somebody to do that. Yeah. And so there are great VAs that you can get from a fairly low cost, and you can hire them for, 3 to 5 hours a week or something if you wanted to, and get them to do some of those technical things that you don't really want to do. Right. But I'll just caution you, if you are working with a VA, just be mindful of everything that you're giving them access to, because you don't want to mess around and give them access to, say, your bank account accidentally, because you've given them access to your Gmail account, which has your emails to your bank and stuff. So you gotta really think about that whole process of what you're giving them access to. So if it's just your MailChimp, that's fine. I know some people will hire like a social media manager as well to help manage their social media posts and all that. So it can be beneficial to have a VA to work with. And I think Tanisha, I think you've had connections with some VAs in the past.
Yeah, I know a lot of VAs. So if anybody wants referrals, that's one of the things I like to do as well, is connect people. So definitely, if you're not into the whole tech stuff, you're like, I just want somebody to do it for me. I mean, that's definitely, if you can have somebody do it for you, then kudos. That gives you more time to focus on the sales and making that money, right?
Yeah, you can focus on those income creating habits, right? Repeat them. Yep. Repeatable income creating habits.
Okay. So,
Cold outreach. I do cold outreach, so that's a great question. So for me, my cold outreach normally is for getting speaking engagements. So that would be me reaching out to the Chamber of Commerce or reaching out to a company and asking, hey, hey, this is Michael Pope. I do XYZ type of training. I would love to come do a free, 30-minute, 45-minute lunch and learn for your company. And my only ask is that your participants fill out a survey and that I get 10 minutes to talk with who's ever in charge of training to talk about how I could further train your company, right? So something simple like that. And what it's going to do, most companies will say yes to your free training. That gets you in the door. If you can add value and show how easy it's going to be to work with you, you're more likely to get some corporate business out of that. But yeah, definitely cold outreach, lots of networking. So another way that I find leads is doing collaboration. So like right now, I'm collaborating with Tanisha. So speaking on other people's platforms to their audience is a great way to grow your list, to grow your clients. So absolutely. Yes, hire your granddaughter out. Absolutely, right?
wow.
Yes, raise that future entrepreneur up. I love it.
Definitely. And you can also use interns as well, or family members, friends who just want to get their feet wet, their feet in the door, get some experience.
And so, Paula, just make sure you're paying your granddaughter, right? Pay her and then praise her to encourage that entrepreneur spirit. Yeah, so I love it. I need to hire my 15-year-old because he's great at graphics and creating pictures and stuff. He's our family photographer now. He loves taking pictures and creating graphics. He's really good.
That's awesome. Okay, well, we have some more goodies that I'm going to be sharing with you. Thank you, Michael. And of course, Michael is sticking around. We're just going to continue on with our webinar. And, this was awesome talking about the cash model and putting the system in place now is going to be very beneficial to you, as we mentioned, not only because of everything that we have mentioned, but also because it's going to help you be better prepared for the upcoming year. What great thing to do to level up your business by having a system like this, a cash model, to attract new clients. As we are going into the new year, you definitely want to start preparing your business for the new year. And this is one awesome way that you can do that, which is a great segue to the next Healthy You, Healthy Business webinar. We're going to be talking about preparing for the new year. I'm going to do a part 1 and 2, and there's going to be a variety of speakers coming to help us get ready for the new year, for our businesses, but also for ourselves personally. What can we do to prepare for the new year? I know, for example, some people wait to the last minute to do taxes. That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
And they're scrambling, trying to find receipts because they're not organized. They don't know where stuff is, and they're spending a lot of time that they don't have to spend trying to collect all the information. So that's just one of the things that we're going to be talking about in preparing for the next year. And I want to remind you to make sure to register for that, and register for you have to register for each month separately. So just to FYI, you're not going to get an automatic email with the link if you don't register for. So whatever month you want to attend these webinars, make sure that you register for each one. And I will do my best to try to give you a preview ahead of time so that you will know what we will be talking about. So get excited about that. And I also have some other special announcements and freebies. So if you would just hang with me, give me about 10 more minutes, and I will share some more awesome information with you. I'm going to share my screen. Can you see my screen? Wow.
Yes, you're in design mode, but I see it.
I know, I'm changing this. Too bad we can't like slide this black screen. Um,
Just click from beginning. You should be good to go.
actually, I'm gonna do a custom one here. Okay. So I wanted to share with you a resource that I want to encourage everyone. As a business owner, Toastmasters is a great organization to be part of. Who has heard of Toastmasters? Can I get some hands up or a yes in the chat? I know Michael is a Toastmaster. That's one of the reasons why he is so good at presenting. Okay, there's a couple of yeses. Thank you for sharing that. So for those of you who don't know what Toastmasters is, it's an organization where you can work on your communication, presentation, and so many more skills you can grow. Think about, as a business owner, we have to brand ourselves, right? We have to talk about what we do as a business owner. And this is a great place to get some more practice. Maybe you're scared, a little shy, just like Michael mentioned earlier. He was hoping that people would run to him, but he realized that he had to go out and start attracting the clients and bringing them in, which meant he had to communicate, he had to talk to people. And for some people, that's easy to do, but not for others. So if you're one of those people, this is a great place that you can get more comfortable with talking and giving presentations and get some more practice with that kind of thing. So
And
I
I'll
encourage
say
you.
this with Toastmasters, my testimony with Toastmasters is I'm a natural introvert, and I used to be terrified of public speaking before I joined Toastmasters back in 2003. I mean, I went from being terrified of public speaking to now loving to speak publicly in front of large groups. Right? Thanks to Toastmasters.
Yeah, I was in the same boat. Now I'm like, hey, do you have any opportunities to speak? You can pay me to speak back in the day. A couple years ago, no. I would not be doing this webinar if it wasn't for Toastmasters. I
Right.
wouldn't have had the confidence or the skills or practice to do something like this. Never would have done it. And I also want to encourage you, if you want a familiar face, you can join my Toastmasters Club. You can come visit us, and the information is there. But I also am going to share my link that you can click on for that. Couple of announcements. Bookkeeping Basics 101 is another monthly webinar that I do. For those of you who don't know what bookkeeping is, or maybe you know somebody who has no idea what bookkeeping is, I encourage you to
So
come
you mean
check
as a
out.
business owner, we should keep our books in order?
I'm not talking about books like books you read,
I
though.
know, I know, I know.
I'm talking about your financial information. You need to be recording that. Your sales, your expenses, all that. You need to have a software. Now, some people are from the old school and they want to write everything down. Okay, whatever works, but I strongly encourage to get a software. So that's some of the things we're going to be discussing in this bookkeeping basics. The next one is November 18th. We're going to talk about the what, the why, the how, your options. If you're clueless to this, definitely encourage you to check this out and come join us and share the information. Go be a lifesaver. A lifesaver. I can't say that word right for some reason. A lifesaver. Yeah, there we go. I think got it. For somebody else, when you share resources like this, you never know who you could be helping. True story. I do know a couple of people who don't do bookkeeping, and they've been in business for years and they don't have a good bookkeeping system. It's all in disarray, all unorganized, which is not good, especially, God forbid, if you were to get audited. You're going to be scrambling to find your information, your receipts because you're not organized. You don't have a process for how you're doing that stuff. So you need to be recording your financial transactions, as we call them. Again, we're going to share more about that in the Bookkeeping Basics. I also have a VIP Go Getters community. It is a Facebook community, it's a membership, and it's for small business owners. I would like to invite you out to participate, to join this community. It's a place, if you're a giver, if you're a supportive business owner, you're looking to connect with like-minded business owners, this is for you. If you're looking to save money, time, increase your visibility, you want to reduce the learning curve, you definitely want to join this community. It is dedicated to small business owners to help you surge to that next level of success and provide you some direction as well as encouragement. So you may be wondering, well, there's a lot of communities out there, there's a lot of groups. Why should I join this one? What makes it different and special? Well, there's a lot of benefits to this group. We're going to have some 1-hour weekly trainings where we're going to talk about different subjects and we're going to go deeper. We're going to take a deeper dive. So a lot of these Healthy You Healthy Business webinars that I'm doing, we're going to go even deeper and make it more personalized in this community. And I'm going to be bringing on speakers, maybe Michael Pope, to do a deeper dive training, which is exclusively for members. We will talk about things like marketing, starting a business, networking tips, time-saving tips, and the list goes on and on. You also will be on the business directory for free if you are a member. You also, as I mentioned, will be connecting with other like-minded business owners. We know that we are in business for ourselves, but we don't have to be by ourselves. You will have access to exclusive networking events. You get to promote in your business. I know there's a lot of groups, they won't let you promote what you do in the business, but in this group, you will have the opportunity to do so. You'll have access to special resources and giveaways because we're going to have fun. So there's going to be special giveaways and more. As you can probably tell, I love to give away things, and stay tuned because there's some more giveaways. I'm going to share a little more about that. So all these benefits you'll get by being part of the VIP Go Getters community. As you can see, I put an estimated value of this $2,500, but that's not going to be what you pay. You have two options, $25 a month for a year, or just a one-time fee of $150 for a year. That's 50% off if you take the one-time fee. So those are your options. And I will tell you a secret, which I haven't told anyone else, so you get to hear it here first. These prices are going to go up next year. So it's best for you to get in at the ground floor and jump in so that you can get locked in with this price. And also another sneak tip is that if you do sign up for this year, then you will be locked in at this price. So even after the 1 year, it's still going to be the same price for you. Just a little tip for you. Right now, in order to get in, really, you can just connect with me. You can call me at the number there, or you can reach out to me by email or sign up, and you can get on my schedule, my calendar. Here's my contact information. If you go to my Linktree account, it has, as I mentioned before, I have a giveaway, a free offer for you. Actually, there's a lot of free stuff on there. So one of the popular ones is a social media marketing ebook. It has 100 tips in there. I encourage you, if you're interested in that, you want to know some more, then you can definitely check that out. And again, you can just scan the QR code or go to my link tree and you can download that free offer. There's a couple other free stuff on there, ways that you can save money, ways to connect with Surge Formation, my YouTube channel, which I'm actually publishing this webinar live on. So you definitely can go back and watch the other Healthy You Healthy Business webinars. What else? I think that's it. So there's a lot of goodies on. Oh, the Toastmasters information is also on there as well. So I encourage you to check that out. All right. So those are all the announcements that I have. And again, I encourage you to share that. I want to say a special thank you to Michael Pope. Let's give him some more love. Yay, woohoo. I need to get one of those applauses.
Thank you.
This was awesome. Thank you so much, Michael Pope, for being here, the Coach's Tech Guide. Did I get it? I think I said it by heart this time.
All right.
So thank you so much. Thank you to our guests for being here. I'm just going to take a quick glance at the chat.
Don't forget to save the chat, everybody. Speaking of the chat.
Okay, yes. And speaking of chat, someone said that they cannot save it. So how do I change that?
If you can, it should be savable. If you're on a phone, you can't save it, or an iPad, you can't save it. But if you're on a computer, you should be able to save it.
Okay. So if you can't save it, let me know and I will send you a copy.
Yeah, you can. Also, you can email it out or something. That's true. You can save it.
Yeah. So I will send out a copy for that but you gotta let me know that you need. I'm not going to send it to everybody, but if you say that you're not able to, then I'll send it to you. Okay.
Oh, so maybe maybe it's disabled where everybody can't say. Let's see. Chat.
Well, it looks like a couple people are not able to save it. So I'll send it out to everybody.
Yeah, I'm not able to see the security to see if there's. Yeah, you must have it where only hosts and co-hosts can save chat.
Okay. I had to connect with you, Coach Tech Guy, so we can figure that out for the next time. Okay. So I will send that to you. Everybody's going to get an email of this recording as well as a copy of the chat. So thank you for coming. In conclusion, Michael, actually can you hold up your gift that you got again? I think that was really cool. And the funny thing is I had planned to say that quote as my ending for today. They may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And that's by Dr. Maya Angelou.
All right.
So thank you. So I think we were definitely in sync tonight. I said, he done brought out my quote. So that was perfect. He shared with that in the beginning, and I am ending with that quote because we have to remember to add value and to build relationships. So don't get discouraged because you're not making that cash as fast as you want to make it. I encourage you to hang in there and remember this is a long-term investment, but it will pay off. So stay encouraged. Thank you again for coming. Have a great rest of your day.
Have a great day, everybody.